threatens to stretch her darkening wings.
Howdy folks, my name is Brushwood, and I spent 20 years touring all over the United States and internationally with a bizarre magic show. I also literally wrote the book on fire eating. Oftentimes I would do shows, and a lot of those audiences were not there to see me. I had to figure out really fast how to get their attention, and I figured out the secret was to begin by just lighting a torch, twirl it. I would say, shh, and I would begin by telling them the history of fire eating. The concept of resistance to fire is one as old as history itself. As far back as the ancient Greek tragedy Medea, references were made to holding a bar of red-hot iron in one's hands in order to prove innocence or sincerity. A practice co-opted by the Romans and used for 2,000 years. The first written account of a fire eater, however, occurs in 1633, when a man named Sir Henry Wotton wrote of an English sailor who, upon returning from the East Indies, could eat fire as though it were candy. With that in mind, I want to demonstrate for you the simplest method to extinguish a torch with one's mouth. Thank you. I can't hear your applause, but I know all of you are very excited about that. Actually, it is more impressive. It looks more like this. Here we go. There we go. Now, the first commercially successful fire eating act went on tour during the 1660s. It was performed by a Frenchman known only by the name of Richardson, who was renowned not only for his ability to swallow flame, but for his apparent affinity for it. It was rumored that his teeth and gums were so calloused and immune to heat and flame, he could actually hold a burning torch between them, just like so. At which point, and this is totally true, people would spontaneously post his routine to Reddit. It was amazing. There we go. Woo! Now, by the 1800s, we come to a time that some people call the golden age of fire eaters. This is a time when performers with names like Yamadeva, Qingling Fu, or Xavier Chabert, the Fire King, these individuals shifted the focus of fire eating away from the tolerance of the heat and the flame, and instead moved it towards the artistry and the skill with which one manipulated them. Here's the hardest move in the whole show. There we go. Now, by the 1920s, we come to a time where fire eating took a nosedive. In fact, Harry Houdini, of all people, called fire eating an art over which oblivion threatens to stretch her darkening wings. This is a time when fire eaters were kicked out of the theaters, now into the streets, where in order to draw bigger crowds, they began performing increasingly dangerous stunts like the tongue transfer. Or perhaps eating twice the flame at once. It's a lot of fire. All right, here we go. Whoa, boy. Woo! And finally, I'd like to conclude this demonstration by showing you the single most difficult and dangerous fire eating stunt. This one's called the human candle. go. Now this is usually the point where I ask the audience, do you want to see more? At which point, I can't hear you guys. I'm gonna assume you're all posting nice things in the comments. And that's when I'd say, you know, I wrote a book on fire eating, and when I did, I discovered a combination of feats that's become my favorite thing to show people. Check this out. There we go. Now at this point, hopefully, we've captured the attention of everyone in the room and they want to see the rest of the magic show. If you are in that camp, the whole show's over at scamnation.com. Head on over there. But if you're somebody who just wants to know how to do all the fire eating stuff, guess what? I'm gonna be teaching Jason Murphy right here on The Modern Rogue, and you need the manual. I wrote the book on fire eating. It's normally $40. For 48 hours, we're giving it away free. Just head on over to gimme.scamstuff.com, sign up, get it totally free in digital format. Hope you guys dug it, man. This is gonna be a fun series of videos. You're gonna dig all of this. Also, why is there so much water in here? Is there a leak? Is that what, so, I mean, it looks cool. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm just not in, where am I walking? It's not like there's even an exit here. I just hope that you'll cut at some point. Oh no! That happens on stage too. Oh, let me ice down. I held that for a long time. I was so bummed that it didn't land.